And we are live yet again. Welcome back. Yeah, I said back. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Party Favorite Podcast. It's your host with the most. My name is Johnny freaking McCormick.
And I'm Sam McKee. And welcome.
And I'm just so glad that you came back for a second round of all of this because, like, wow.
Yeah.
After last time, it's like, wow, you decided to come freaking back?
Yeah.
After all of that, after how poorly we treated you,
after all of that,
and
really?
after all this time, I'm still into you. And here we are.
And the episode is stricken, and we cannot earn any
now
money.
We can never post it again. Thank you, Haley Williams. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do something fun. Today we're going to read some r/AITA posts and make some judgments for ourselves. See what's going on. If you're not familiar with what AITA is, basically it's people going online and asking the swaths of people on the internet if they're in the wrong in a certain situation. And sometimes you definitely are. Sometimes you definitely aren't. Sometimes everybody sucks. And we're going to find out a little bit about that today. But before we do, I want to ask you, the audience, how are you doing today?
Yeah. I hope you guys are doing wonderful.
Did you get enough sleep? Do you have your daily dose of caffeine? Do you have your daily dose of green vegetables, green leafies? Have you kissed your mother today?
If you haven't done any of those things, follow the podcast.
If you're driving, yeah.
So we can remind you weekly.
If you're driving,
to kiss
pull over
your
to the
mother.
side of the road right now. Get on your knees, fold your hands and close your eyes, and pray that God would have mercy on you.
Yes.
Or what you could do instead of doing that is, if you want to just gamble, you could
do all those things while you're operating the motor vehicle.
Close your eyes, pedal to the metal, let go of the steering wheel, and let God decide what happens with you.
Yeah.
You could do that too if you wanted.
That's
but if you do that, if you choose to do that, please switch the podcast over to something else so that way our podcast isn't the one that you're listening to in case something bad happens. Please switch to something like Pod Save America or something of that nature. We don't really need that kind of bad publicity.
Yeah.
For your bad decision.
Although they do say any publicity is good publicity.
Not when we're so grassroots. Not when we're trying to get things rocking and rolling. we can't afford it.
Yeah.
You want to make a freaking career out of this?
Yeah.
You want to make a freaking life living out of this?
Yeah.
You want to make good room for your freaking baby out of this? You can't do that with bad publicity this early on into it. You can't freaking do that. And you're a fool for thinking that you could.
Here I am.
Shame freaking on you.
Here I am.
You Scottish idiot.
Here I am thinking that, well, okay. Really?
Yeah. I dragged race into it.
Episode 2, the racism episode.
Well, I dragged freaking race. Sue me. Drag me down the street. Tie me to your car. Drag me down the street, face down. Then I look like Red Skull. Then I look like Black Mask. Drag me down the street. See if I freaking care.
I'm not going to do any of those things.
Thank you. I think that'd be
you're welcome.
insanely
I think
painful.
I'll just forgive you.
On the real though, how you doing?
I'm doing well, dude.
Did you get enough sleep last night?
I got enough sleep last night. Frankly, going to work here in about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's how my day's going to go.
That's awesome. I'm also going to work not too much longer after this because this podcast doesn't pay for our lives. But if Squarespace or Pure Sleep or Blue Apron or anything of that nature, if you want to sponsor us, please, we could use it.
Please do.
We both have children.
Yeah. NordVPN.
Yeah.
We use NordVPN.
Raid Shadow Legends. Remember that, dude? Remember Raid Shadow Legends?
Dude, I keep seeing ads for a game similar to that, and it just keeps going like, click the link and download the app now, and you will get the rare Cheshire Cat. Yeah. And I just think it is hilarious when it says Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat.
You would, you Scott.
Yeah.
I've been, I'm pretty anti-AI, but not like all the way anti-AI, but I'm anti-AI enough to where I see a company using an AI generated ad and I'm just out on that company. Yeah. I don't even care. It could be the greatest thing for me personally, But if they're using AI generated characters for an ad, like I'm good.
Yeah, they really are trying to make them seem real too. Like
Yeah.
it's a dude walking outside looking at the camera talking to you,
Yeah.
but it's AI.
Dude, and sometimes they look really good and you can't even freaking tell. But then it's in the way that they move their lips.
Yeah.
They don't move their lips in a normal friggin' way.
Yeah.
And I'm just out. I'm out on it entirely.
Yeah. I'm pretty anti AI. Not in the sense of, you know, the world's heading that direction. Not much I can do about it. But in terms of art and things of that nature, you know, hire someone to be in your commercial.
Bro.
That's what I want to happen. You know, don't make an AI person talking to a fake AI camera by prompting ChatGPT like 600 times to make a commercial for you.
And here's what...
Not a fan.
Here's part of the reason why. If anybody can do AI-generated thing, how am I supposed to trust that your company is a legit company if I could literally just be sitting in my basement generating an ad for friggin' whatever it is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? I'm out entirely on it.
Yeah.
Really. Especially like, dude, as a music producer, there's a lot of like AI, like a lot of software now, you can have AI generated band members and those band members will like record parts for you. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, that's like insane and exactly what I do not want
and like
people to use it for.
It's I don't need to talk about this any more than we already have. I'm just saying that I'm pretty anti AI. I'm out on the AI thing.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, it's pretty wild that we went from, it's pretty wild that we're talking about AI to now we're going to the AITA. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just read them and then like we can each give our judgment. And then some of mine are like solved, but I'll keep the hidden one. I'll keep it hidden. And then maybe we can see if we agree or not. Sure. Would you like to start or do you want me to start?
I'll start with one that I think is fun.
Awesome.
This is such a modern age problem in this one. So it's, am I the a-hole for refusing to appear in an apology video?
Yeah, that's a modern problem for sure.
This just
and
could
what
never
I love
happen.
sometimes is like sometimes with the titles, it's like very clearly obvious that you're not the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very clearly obvious that you are the problem.
Yeah.
But this is one where we don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, there is a verdict, but let's get to the story here first. This is a little bit of a longer one. I'm going to do my best. I'm not good at reading. Just throwing it out there. A week ago, a neighbor, 16, unintentionally scratched my car with her bike. She immediately stopped, started crying, and called her mother for assistance. The scratch appeared worse than it actually was in store, and it was simply polished away for a small amount of money. Since it was an accident and a very minor one, I didn't charge the girl or her mom. When she apologized, I told her it was all right and advised her to be extra cautious next time, especially around cars. A few days later, her mother wrote that her daughter still feels a bit bad and wishes to offer a more sincere apology. I wrote that everything is good and I don't have any problems with them. She said they would only deliver a cake as a small act of peace. I agreed and thought it would be okay and that it was very nice of them. When they arrived, the girl was holding a cake box in her hands and her mother had a phone. The girl began muttering about taking responsibility and putting things right, but it appeared as though she wanted the earth to engulf her. Then her mom quietly said, "Now give him the cake and ask if he accepts your apology."
Okay.
I looked at her again and asked if this is being filmed. Her mother said that she wanted to make a video as it serves for an excellent illustration of how young people can take responsibility for their actions. She said she could hide my face, but she needed to video me accepting the apology from her daughter. I took the cake and told the girl that everything was okay between us and that I had already accepted her apology that day. Then I turned to her mom and said I didn't want to be part of the video. She started arguing with me, said that I could have just let her finish properly, but in the end, I just went home. The girl's mom was upset with me now and doesn't even say hello when she sees me. For the sake of good neighbor relations, perhaps I could have waited 30 seconds. Yeah. But I don't like how a simple apology was transformed into a scene. The girl seemed really uncomfortable. I was filmed without my permission, and I might have looked after it was published as someone who demands apologies from kids. Am I the a-hole?
Wow.
Just crazy.
Here's what I think. the likelihood that your character is going to be smeared because of a video like that is pretty freaking slim.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really costs you a ton to just do it, but I don't think that you're necessarily wrong for not wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I think the bigger problem for sure is the fact that this woman is really trying to force this weird apology thing that like just doesn't need to be forced. And I think it's a weird dynamic to show your kid. How old was this kid?
16.
Okay, that's freaking weird,
yes.
bro. That's a grown person.
Yeah, too old to be doing this to your kid at this
I think
age.
it'd be different if it was like a 9-year-old.
Yes.
You know, maybe that's how you want to coach them.
You know what else would make this really different too? If this 16-year-old was not apologetic after scratching the car.
Sure.
And instead scratched the car and was like, oh, I'd better get out of here and like get back to my house right away.
Which I think is common. I would say that I can't think of a 16-year-old. Well, okay, that's not true. I would say that the vast majority of 16-year-olds who do something like that would just try to get away with it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know I would have back when I was 16.
Yeah, because you're scared, you're freaking out. You're like, oh my God. Like, you know, when you're a kid, sometimes you think like, oh, I'm going to go to jail because I like kind of messed up this person's property or something. It's not usually that big of a deal. This guy was actually pretty cool about it. This kid stopped, apologized, was crying and like kind of freaking out. And he was like, listen, it's like all good.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being able to fix it for relatively cheap.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess I don't know if this is a situation where the mother was like, no, there needs to be like consequences, or if she was more motivated just to make a video of it. Like, it's kind of an interesting dynamic if you think about it.
But even if that's the case, if either one of those is the truth, I don't think it even really matters if you just do it.
Yeah.
Like if I were in that situation, I would just do whatever I could to get these people off my property as fast as I could.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably.
Bro, it just, I think people can tend to be pretty sensitive when it comes to your online footprint. Like, bro, your online footprint doesn't matter nearly as much as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
You know? Yep. And so all that to say, I don't think you're necessarily wrong for not wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I would say though that like it kind of legit just kind of costs you nothing to do it.
Yeah.
So like, I think that the other people are definitely in the wrong. No doubt. It's weird to make people appear in a video that they don't want to appear in, but also at the same time, bro, like crazy people are going to do what crazy people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think.
I definitely feel bad for the kid who did already apologize and then was kind of forced to like do it again and deliver a cake, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a casserole personally.
Yeah.
No, the verdict was not the a-hole.
Sure.
So
I think that's totally fine.
this is one where it could have been an everybody sucks, because like maybe some people could argue kind of what you're saying. He turned it into maybe a bigger thing than it needed to be. But at the end of the day, he was just like, I just don't want you to record this. And she kind of like flipped out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to read like one comment that I just thought was funny.
Yeah.
So they said, not the a-hole. And then he quoted the story. The girl's mom no longer talks to me. And then this person said, I love it when problems solve themselves. Just, don't have to interact with this person who like tried to record me for an apology video. It's just like said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and I think it's funny that is, I laughed out loud when you read that part because, or like the first time you read it, because like what a hilarious turn of events.
Yeah.
This dude's not mad with you.
Yeah.
You did something wrong. You try to do it. Dude's like, I don't know. And now you're mad at him.
Yeah.
For the consequence of all of your actions. This person is living in a different reality. And that's why I think, for the most part, it doesn't really matter what you do. Because sometimes people just live on a different planet.
Yeah.
And you can't really argue or fight back or play in the same rules with these people.
Yeah.
And so, you live on a different planet, bro. Just do your best to kind of, I guess, get through it unscathed. But also, there are people who'd like to fight more than I do. And that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
okay. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think that I'm passive, but I think I'm passive enough to where like I just don't. I know that people can be weird, and I'm just whatever on it. You know.
I'll ask one more question about this story to you, because I'm curious what you think. Do you think that this is a case of, you know, near middle-aged people and okay, how should I word this? Like, do you think this is a case of near middle-aged people not necessarily, quote unquote, understanding social media and some of the videos they see? Because I think there's this phenomenon that happens with some, 40, 50, 60-year-olds that they kind of see videos and stuff, but they don't see irony in them.
Sure.
And so like there's like like apology videos are infamous. Like these YouTuber apology videos like almost always go horribly wrong and stuff, and people are like, yeah, you're just doing this for attention, or it could, you know, because it's all being recorded. It's hard not to think that way. But I think, you know, this mom is like kind of trying to play into this trend of like, oh, if I make this apology video or whatever, it could like do well on social media. And I don't know, I got a little bit of that vibe. Sure. Maybe not too strong, but I'm curious what you think about that.
I mean, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but even if that's the truth, I just don't really see how it changes any of how it should have played out.
Sure.
You know,
yeah, okay.
like not to say that perspective doesn't matter, because I think it does, because like none of these things are nearly, I mean, fundamentally, none of these things are nearly as scary as people make them out to be.
Yeah.
And none of them are nearly as important as people make them out to be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it probably is a misunderstanding. But because it's a misunderstanding, I think the simple, quick thing to do is just like grab the cake, say, you're good, and close the door. That's kind of all you had to do to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
You know, and then like this person also seems upset that this mom is not talking to him now. If you were so upset about that, you should have like maybe weighed the consequence of it. But also maybe I'm wrong. That's okay. And it's okay if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
All that to say, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I think that's really easy. Like, hey, you're like good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, think about like this, bro. You go to a concert, you're in like over 100 videos because people are
for sure.
filming it, you know? But no one freaking cares. No one's ever, you know, and I know that going to a concert and being in a video that's an apology for that thing is not the same at all.
Sure.
But what do I know?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This is freaking awesome.
I'm so ready.
This is a freaking awesome headline.
I've
not read this post, but this headline is gas.
Let's go.
AITA for planning to confess my feelings to my married manager.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I, a 27-year-old female, feel like I'm losing my mind. My best friend just called me delusional and threatened to distance herself from me if I go through with this, so I need an outside perspective. For my own personal sanity, all the names have been changed. And I'm just going to say this, bro. In the very same way that we're talking about these apology videos, no one freaking cares whether you change the names or not.
Yeah.
Like the likelihood that you ever run into somebody that you know on Reddit is slim.
Yeah.
The likelihood that anyone ever does research into it, unless it's a criminal offense, is slim.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Just change the names. Don't tell anybody, or don't even bring up the names. You know what? I just, that's a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
It just drives me insane. But all names have been changed. For the past year, I've worked closely with David, who is a 38-year-old male. He is the assistant manager at a retail pharmacy where I work as a pharmacy tech. He is married to Sarah, and they have 2 toddlers. His locker is covered in drawings from his kids, and he talks about his family constantly. And on paper, he's the ultimate family man. But over the last 6 months, I feel like our relationship has changed. It started in November when my dog passed away. He noticed I was crying in the break room and went down the street and bought me a vanilla latte and a muffin. He sat with me for about 10 minutes and just listened to me vent. No one else at work even noticed that I was upset, but he did. Since then, we've developed a routine. Whenever we pass each other in the stockroom, he gives me this specific warm smile. And a few weeks ago, during a hectic Monday rush, I made a joke to a difficult customer that fell flat, but looked across the pharmacy counter and David was smiling and shaking his head. It felt like an inside joke, just between the two of us. There was a team dinner last month at a packed, deafening restaurant, and because it was crowded, David sat directly across from me. At one point, the room got incredibly loud, and David leaned all the way across the table to hear what I was saying. While I was talking, he looked directly at my lips, smiled, and nodded along. A few of our coworkers at the end of the table actually stopped talking and just stared at us because it looked so intense, and I felt like the rest of the room completely melted away. And the biggest thing happened last Friday. We were staying late to finish checking an inventory shipment. The store was closed. He walked over to check my progress, and as he leaned over my shoulder to look at the terminal, his sleeve brushed against my arm. He didn't pull away immediately. He stayed there for about 3 seconds. And before he clocked out, he looked at me and said, "Don't stay too late, Shelby. We need you around here." I felt a physical spark. I'm convinced that he is trapped in a passionless marriage, And his kindness is his subconscious way of crying out for a connection. He always remembers exactly how I took my coffee, and men don't pay that much attention to a woman unless they are deeply attracted to her. My plan is to ask him to grab drinks after our shift this Thursday and gently lay my cards on the table. I want to tell him that I know he feels a connection too and that I'm willing to wait for him. My best friend snapped at me saying, Shelby, he's a nice guy, but he bought you coffee once. You're being delusional and you're about to ruin your job based on a sleeve brushing against your arm. Am I misreading this, or am I the a-hole if I say how I feel?
Wow. That is intense. My first impression of this is just you're probably reading way too much into all these things and playing them up in your head. Now, because we're only hearing this poster's perspective. These moments are most likely not nearly as intense for this guy. He's probably just a super nice guy. Yeah.
And who cares about his employees?
Yeah. Maybe he's just a great manager who is trying to actually have good relationships with the people he works with and not just be a jerk boss,
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible. And I've seen that play out hundreds of times, innocently with no weird stuff going on. And the second thing is that this guy loves his kids that he's had with his wife. He's displaying their artwork all over his work area at your guys' shared job. And your thought is that he's secretly in love with one of his employees and wants to leave his wife, split up his family, and be with you instead. Yes, I think you're delusional.
And even if that was true, that doesn't make either one of you right. And that doesn't mean that you should do it.
Yes.
Marriages are important, and you can't be a family destroyer. You can't be a home wrecker, man.
Yeah. You don't want to have that reputation, and you don't want to have that sitting in the back of your mind for your whole life.
Of freaking course not, bro.
Yeah.
That resentment never goes away.
No.
Whenever these types of things work out. Now, I think what is true is that sometimes, men are prone to temptation, and that's not okay. I'm not saying that's okay at all, but maybe some of these signs are legit. Sure. Even if they are, don't freaking do it, bro.
Yeah, even if they are, I think that you probably have a responsibility to almost tell this guy, hey, you know what? You have your family. You clearly love your kids. Why are you even trying to do anything remotely close to this? Get your head out of the freaking gutter, John B.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And everyone agrees. This person's in the wrong.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
I'm so pro marriage.
Yeah.
So pro marriage. I'm so pro everything staying together the way it should be.
Yeah. And I'm against people having selfish reasons for breaking up families and things like that. No,
it's literally nothing other than straight selfishness.
Yes. Go find someone who's not married with kids who you like. It's this is why people need to be able to control themselves a bit. It's when you see someone who's married and has a family, tell yourself that person is absolutely off limits, no matter what signs you start to see at work or how friendly they are with you.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It really is that simple.
Yes.
Don't tear apart the marriage, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my post. Everyone's literally you're delusional.
Yeah.
It's so fun in the comments. I love that word, delusional.
I'm just curious, how many upvotes did that one have? That seems like it would have a lot.
Well, this was on AITA relationships, and this post weirdly has no upvotes.
Oh wow. Was this a recent post? That kind of makes it fun. Oh wow, that's fun.
No upvotes, but over 200 comments. So it's definitely a buzzing post on AITA/relationships.
Nice. I love that. That was great. That was a great story.
I wonder, let's see if this person has replies in her comments.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what some of the comments are and how she has replied to them. I'm just very, very curious.
This person says that they have no plans to pursue him, which is then why are you even freaking doing it?
Yeah, that seems weird.
This person says the comments have helped me note that this is normal for someone to be kind. I don't want to get too personal into my own backstory, but all of my previous male interactions and relationships have been limited to a vast array of mistreatment, and maybe that's why these small gestures have a large impact on me. And that's probably true and good.
Sure.
I like character development, dude.
Yeah.
I like this character development. It sounds like she's also planning to not reach out to him.
Okay.
And tell him about all this, which is...
It's good because in the original post, she said she was thinking about, quote, like leaving it all out there, you know, like being like, hey, let's get a drink, essentially asking him out, whatever. And yeah, that's just, I'm glad that she is deciding to not do that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Good on you, bro. I hope I sincerely doubt that you would ever listen to this, but if you're listening, we're so thankful that you're not doing this.
Yeah.
Well, that's my first one.
Okay, well, I liked that one a lot. That was great.
Thanks, man.
This is one of the ones where I just read the title and did not read the story.
Sick.
But it made me laugh, so I just wanted to read it. AITA for not participating in my friend's quote-unquote scheme to convince a restaurant to buy his ketchup.
Okay, cool.
You're going to love this. My friend Zoltar, fake name.
This literally sounds like something Zachary would do. Zachary ages ago thought that Zachary, if you're listening, this is not a problem. I just think it's funny. Ages ago, he was like, dude, we got to get promenade cookies in Kroger. And we were like, sure, let's figure it out. And Zachary really kind of tried to do that.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. And I don't remember exactly the methodology that he wanted to do. He was like, you should just freeze them and do wholesale. I was like, I mean, sure, it's not stellar. It wouldn't be an easy thing to do, but this is already something Zachary would do. But anyway, scheme ketchup.
Yeah. I think this is going to be good. Okay. My friend Zoltar, fake name, has been obsessed with ketchup ever since I met him. This is so funny.
That's a weird...
Yeah. He's always trying out different recipes to make his own ketchup and getting me and all of our friends to try them. Recently made his best ketchup yet. I tried it. It wasn't bad. It was ketchup.
Yeah.
Now he has decided he is finally going to break into the ketchup game.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. This is great. How could
you ever do that?
I have no idea. Well, I guess we'll see what his plan is here.
Yeah.
He is convinced he is going to launch his own ketchup company and grow it to be one of the top providers of ketchup in the U.S. He literally has a photo of Heinz ketchup on a dartboard. He throws darts at it and mutters things like, I'm coming for you.
Dude, there's no way that's real, bro. There's no way.
I hope it's real because I love picturing that. Okay. He's like, okay, anyways. He has a scheme and he wants me and others to participate in it. Essentially, it involves us all going to a restaurant, sitting at different tables, and enacting lines from a scene he wrote that will culminate in all of us trying and loving his ketchup and convincing the manager to buy it. He wants all of us to memorize lines for this. The gist of it is one guy is supposed to call over a witness and say that he likes the French fries, but he hates the ketchup. I am supposed to lean over from another table and say, sorry to butt in, haha, but I have to agree, I'm tired of this old-fashioned factory-produced ketchup. Where's the real tomato flavor? After a few other people do similar things, my friend is going to say, you guys won't believe this, but I'm a ketchup chef, and I have a few samples. Would you want to give it a shot? At this point, everyone is supposed to try the ketchup.
Would you take a chance on a small hometown boy who's would you take a chance on the underdog who's fighting up against the big leagues?
So much, dude. He's like, you guys aren't going to believe this, but I'm a ketchup chef, and I've got samples in my car.
This literally reads like an I think you should leave sketch.
Oh, my gosh.
Honestly, you're not going to fucking believe
oh, my gosh. Tim Robinson, if you're listening to this, I know you are. Use this as a sketch.
Yes, this would be a great sketch.
They don't have copyright claims on this Reddit post. Anyway, at this point, everyone is supposed to try the ketchup and act astounded by it and basically all exclaim, it's the best ketchup they've ever had. I'm supposed to stand up on my table and make a trumpet sound effect and then yell to everyone in the entire restaurant, we have the best ketchup ever made over here. Everyone, come on over. This is crazy. This is unbelievable. Okay. One of the other people is supposed to get the manager of the place over, and we're all supposed to try to convince him or her to buy an order of my friend's ketchup. He's going to act surprised and embarrassed and try to tell us to stop putting this poor guy on the spot. In regards to the manager, he then assumes we will make a huge sale. Then he wants to do the same operation at other places in town. I told him, no way.
Everyone's going to know.
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, if you do this at one place and then try to do it at another, they're going to be like, I just read on the news 2 days ago that someone did this over at freaking Mom's Kitchen.
News travels fast, bro.
Yeah, you don't know what it's like, brother. Anyway, poster says, I told him, no way I'm doing this. I hate public speaking / acting and having attention focused on me. Also, the idea is just so effing dumb and crazy to me. I told him that straight up. He acted offended and said, I am ruining his dreams. I am astounded by this, and some of my friends agree and think, I am astounded by this, but some of my friends agree and think he is showing hustle and that we should all help him launch his ketchup business. Aside from his ketchup obsession, Zoltar is one of my best friends, but it seems our friendship is being ruined. A lot of people are telling me that I am a jerk for going against his dream and not helping out. AITA.
Man, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one, dude.
It's insane.
Because, like, I wanna say help your friend.
Yeah.
But I think the way that you can help your friend best is to put together an actual really good sales pitch.
Yes.
Because what he's doing here is like a movie scene. This is never gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you nailed it. This is similar to what you'd picture happening in a sketch of I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
Like some guy has an idea, he has an ambition, and he just takes it to this level where it's just absolutely absurd. Kind of like Nathan For You.
Dude, it's like Nathan For You.
This is a Nathan For You episode.
This is also, it's so reminiscent of that one I Think You Should Leave sketch where they're talking about planning the baby shower, and the guy's like, yeah, what about 5,000 plastic meatballs?
Yep.
And they're like, we get it. You have a failed mob movie.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It literally is it's exactly like Nathan For You. It's like dumb Starbucks.
Yeah,
it's like dumb Starbucks.
Yes, it is. And this is crazy to me. Okay, this one does have a verdict. This was from 6 years ago.
Okay,
so
wow.
The verdict is not the a-hole.
Yeah, I would say so too. I just just help. Like, I love, help your friends with their dreams, bro.
Yes.
But the way you can help them with their dreams is by helping them do a logo, build a graphic design, help source factories, help source ingredients.
Yeah.
You know, like, bro, do that. You don't have to do this charade.
Yeah. And I think we'll all feel a sense of, yes, help your friend and that sort of stuff. But remember how far he's taking this. He's throwing darts at a Heinz ketchup bottle on a dartboard.
Yeah, it reads more like the Joker.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally obsessed with whatever this is, which is fine. You know, a lot of successful people are obsessed with what they do. But yeah, I agree. I think that he needs a little bit of a reality check, and the best way to help him would be like, hey, I think you should actually take this more seriously and come up with a good, business pitch for these local businesses, as opposed to doing this insane scheme, which if anybody definitely found out about would ruin all chances of you ever having a credible business at all.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. So this guy, he's not an a-hole for not wanting to do this, and he should try to help his friend to do it in a much better way.
Yeah. I think that you could probably find some companies that have done things like this where they have to generate fake buzz.
Yeah.
That happens. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that.
Sure.
But for it to be like this High School Musical, like flash mob ketchup-y thing, like that's never going to work.
Yeah, no, never.
That's never going to work.
No.
Yeah, I would say NTA here for sure.
Yeah.
But help your friend.
Yeah.
Helping your friends are important.
Yeah.
I love that really all these things just kind of boil down to what's moral, you know?
Yeah,
Which I know that's stupid, but still.
Yeah.
Speaking of morality, this one's good.
I'm excited.
This is a bit different. This one is would I be instead of am I the.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Would I be the a-hole for repeatedly telling someone that she eats babies?
What?
Yeah. This is about to be a gas post. I did read this one.
This is going to be crazy.
When my partner, 58 male, and I, 41 year-old male ordered veal. A friend who is a 70-year-old woman of his said that she wouldn't be having the veal because she doesn't eat babies. All three of us got our meals, and she again announced that she doesn't eat veal or lamb because she doesn't eat babies and went on to enjoy her chicken. I liked the veal, but her remark was untimely to say the least. She visited a few months later, and for some reason, I can't remember why, she announced her stance again, even though we weren't having lamb or veal. Later, when my partner said that she would be visiting again, I decided to do some research. I discovered that chickens are killed younger than lambs and calves for meat, both in absolute terms and as a proportion of their natural lifespan.
Wow.
Lo and behold, at an afternoon gathering with various other people, a wedding menu was discussed, and she proclaimed, "I don't eat babies," yet again. So I said, "But you eat chicken." So? Well, they're only around 6 weeks old when they're slaughtered for meat. No. They're fully grown. That's because of how they're bred and fed. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. Don't talk. I don't want to hear it. I shut up so as to not cause more of a scene. And months go by, and then she visits again. I swear her "I don't eat baby" stance must be core to her identity, because I kid you not, she announces it again. And I'm seething on the inside, but I don't say anything. And I just can't seem to let this go. She says it in a way that to me comes across as so morally superior, which I could possibly tolerate if I believed that it were true. And so here's what I want to do, and would I be the jerk for saying it? Next time she visits, I want to say with authority, you either stop eating chicken or you stop saying "I don't eat babies." If you continue to do both, you're a liar.
Dude.
Isn't that an absolute rager of a post?
This is one of those posts that I'm just like, this.
Everyone is so dumb, dude.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I first of all, I get why this guy obviously is super annoyed at this point, hearing this thing over and over again. Also, veal.
And I would be too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It would get old real quick. And veal isn't good.
I don't know if I've ever really had veal.
Yeah, it's not good. Lamb's great though.
Lamb is lamb might be one of my favorite things of all time.
So this is interesting. I kind of want to hear what you think about this. I think
that like being intentionally antagonistic is just really not great in general.
Yeah, yes. 100%.
However, you don't have to engage. You don't have to like. If you know that you're right, why argue?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a waste of everybody's time for you to argue if you know you're right.
Yeah, I think at a certain point you have to realize when you, like the conversation's not going to be fruitful anymore. And it's just like, maybe you let this one go, let it slide. Because, I didn't get from this that she's really ever demanding them to stop eating it. She's kind of just laying out her opinion while they're eating it, which is like, she's kind of trying to imply.
It's literally like you show up to the it was like, "Oh, I wouldn't wear that."
Yeah.
Like that is that frustrating?
Oh, you wore those shoes?
Yeah. I mean, all you really have to, instead of like demanding moral consistency, which you're never ever going to get from anybody,
right?
Just be like, "Hey, I get it, but we have different beliefs. And so in the very same way that I respect yours, please respect mine."
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then I just don't think you have to engage with the person.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not. Especially with something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's an interesting one.
And also, like,
I think you got to let it go.
Like eating babies, when does the baby animal stop being a baby, and when does it become okay? Because I don't really see the moral consistency in being okay with one version of the animal, but not the other. That doesn't really make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, but maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's something that I'm clearly not thinking of, but like, to me, it's either all of it's okay or none of it's okay.
Sure. I get that.
Who cares? Animals don't really have the lived experience the way that humans do.
Right.
So like, who cares, sort of, you know?
Yeah, you'd think this would be a vegan who was like specifically more angry at people when they ate younger versions of animals instead. like how a vegan would be, obviously against eating all animals or whatever, and animal products, but would probably be like, yeah, it's even worse because you're eating like a baby cow or, a baby lamb or whatever, you know? So, yeah, it's interesting that it's just the smaller versions of the animals, but then she's fine with like a hamburger in theory or whatever, you know?
I talked with someone once who didn't love the idea of animal suffering.
Sure.
And I'm like, sure. And then also later on in the conversation, this person was like, yeah, but I don't care if an ant gets stepped on. I'm like, well, what are you even talking about? He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter to me if an ant dies, but it sucks if a dog dies.
Right.
But what's the difference? They're both animals.
Yeah.
You know, not that I want to like out philosophize this guy with what does and does not count as animals, but like so much of this like animal rights stuff is so inconsistent.
Yeah. I don't want to, I'll get too in the weeds if I keep going too far with it, but like, yeah, there's literally just people that care more if a dog dies than about other certain things. And I'm just like,
100%.
Don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
Like, I love dogs. I'm not saying that like I'm okay with dogs dying and I think it doesn't, I don't think it matters or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, it's sometimes really weird that things people choose to care about and then not care about.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And that happens with everybody to some degree.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to have that all figured out and sorted. But
yeah,
that's an interesting one.
It is funny. And even like,
it's just funny that it's like an old lady too.
Yeah. She's like 70.
Yeah. This is the thing she chooses to like talk about all the time.
And I don't say anything to get at this guy's opinion because I think that ultimately this guy is right.
Sure.
I just think it's a really silly, all of this is really silly.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bunch of old people who don't know how to have a disagreement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a pretty good one. I'm pretty stoked about veal. And I think everyone, let me actually double check really quick. I think everybody voted NTA. Top comment says, why do you let this insufferable person keep visiting?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
We're all saying the same things though. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. You got time for one more each?
Yeah, I think so. All right. AITA for telling my housemate his girlfriend can't stay anymore.
Bro, I may have seen this.
Really?
I may have seen the headline.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I definitely didn't read the post.
Didn't read the post, so we're going to find out here if it's a good post.
Yeah.
I share an apartment with a friend I've known for years, both 24-year-old males. We've had this place for over a year and haven't had any real issues. We get along well and do heaps together. He works full-time, I am a university student, and we split all the bills, food, and rent down the middle. We hate the idea of quote-unquote share houses and just want it to feel like a home. A few months ago, he started seeing a girl, T, who spends every day and night at our place. T is also a university student and hates her studio apartment. Until recently, I have had no issues with T being there and have never asked her to pay for anything. She eats all meals at our place and takes food to uni if she needs to. The way I see it, housemate and I just buy a bit more food and it doesn't really matter. The other week, I got home from uni, went to the kitchen and to make a coffee. I had an assignment and I needed to work on, so I wanted a little pick-me-up. When I opened the fridge, I noticed some Red Bulls. I just assumed my housemate had gotten them, so I grabbed one and I drank it. The next morning at breakfast, T opened the fridge and then got super angry that one of her Red Bulls was missing. I said it was me and I thought my housemate had gotten them. So she started telling me that she bought them for herself and I should have asked and that I needed to apologize for taking it. I was going to tell T that it's my fridge and I shouldn't have to ask if I can have stuff in it, but I didn't want to start a conflict, so I just apologized. She demanded I buy her a replacement. Since then, she has started labeling any drinks or food she brings for herself and makes a point of saying that it's hers.
This makes me want to die. all of this makes me want to die.
It's rough. It's rough. After all of this, I have said to my housemate that I don't want her staying at our place unless she's going to start paying rent, paying for bills, and pitching in to pay for food. I don't want to pay for her anymore, just so that she can abuse me for taking a drink from my own fridge.
That's,
yeah.
Is that the post?
Yeah. AITA ? What do you think?
I think this is a big old everybody really sucks here because this is not something worth, hey, pay me rent. And her freaking out over a singular Red Bull is not a big deal.
Mm.
It's just not a big deal.
Yeah.
And like, oh jeez, I didn't even bump the table. I get all of this, but all of this is so stupid. All of this is so stupid. What a dumb thing to be in conflict about.
Yeah.
We're talking about a freaking Red Bull.
Yes. I agree with you on that.
And like, she should not, okay. He definitely should, whether, even if he thinks it's housemate, he should just ask. It costs you nothing to be like, hey, notice Red Bull's in there. Cool if I grab one? That costs you nothing.
Yeah.
And the answer is no big freaking deal, right?
Yep.
She notices Red Bull's gone because he doesn't do that. She's like, hey, you should have asked. And he's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
But, and she should just let it die there.
Yes.
And I don't even think that her asking, hey, no big deal, just grab me another one when you can. That's not a big deal.
Sure.
But then for it to be blown out of proportion, like all of you are so annoying.
Yeah.
We're talking about a $3 beverage.
Yeah.
That's freaking crazy to me.
So I do agree with you. I agree with you. But throw in also the fact that he's been pretty lenient with her eating their food, like having dinner over there. Oh, that's
true. I forgot about that.
Making, I'm assuming she would do stuff like make a sandwich at their apartment with their stuff and then take it to class or whatever.
Sure.
Things like that. She's sleeping there pretty consistently, and stuff like that. And then it gets to the point where when she brings over stuff that she bought, she is now labeling it.
Yeah.
And being like, you cannot ever touch this, while she's literally been sharing in the stuff that they've been paying for.
Right.
You add that in, I'm
true.
like, man, that like after doing all that for you and kind of being like pretty chill about you being over and using our stuff, and then for me to accidentally take one of your drinks and for you to lose it and be angry and like demand on the spot that I buy you another one is crazy.
Yes, I think that I agree with that across the board.
Yeah. So that's where I land. I land on not the a-hole, and so does
Mostly
the
everybody?
Redditors. The Redditors.
Okay.
17,000 upvotes.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I would say like I think the only caveat is like I think the only caveat I would have is while I agree with all of that and 100%, like again, people like we were talking about this with the video lady.
Yeah.
People sometimes just live on a different frigging planet, and because you live on a different planet, you just gotta abide by the different planet rules. And like, there's a lot of context too. Maybe like she comes from a stingy family where she has to be defensive about her stuff. Like that's real, and that's a bummer, right?
Very true.
Now, I'm not making excuses for this person, but what I am saying is like, it costs you kind of nothing to meet people in their messiness. You can be kind and not expect anything in return.
Oh,
sort of. Like that's what everyone should do, right?
Yeah.
And things like this happen because people just don't know how to walk through conflict, right? So all that to say, I think I still lean a little bit. What qualifies as an everyone sucks here? Like 70-30, 60-40, 50-50?
Yeah.
Because if it's 70-30, I feel like it's not so much an everyone sucks here.
Yeah, sure.
But if it's 60-40, I think it kind of is, or closer to it.
Sure. Yeah, I could get on board with that.
Because I lean 70-30 here.
Sure.
This girl is crazy.
Yeah.
But also,
I think that's about right. I think the demanding rent and stuff at this point is too extreme, because I think you could do other stuff like, hey, since this is a little bit of a sore spot, let's just buy our own food. And then like you buy your food.
Problem's over.
Yeah.
Problem's over.
Like they didn't want to do that because, the share house thing, whatever. But just get over that and just be like, hey, for food and stuff, since this is a little bit of an issue, your girlfriend is over here a lot, why don't y'all just buy your food and I'll just buy the stuff that I want to eat.
Easiest,
and we'll just split it up. Yeah.
Absolutely 100%.
That'd be a more reasonable solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even more so, hey, on the flip side of that, hey, there's no such thing as this is mine. Like either we all are buying for ourselves, or it's all a community.
Yeah.
One or the other. You can't have both. Because if you have both, then things are disproportionate.
Yeah, she's either got to get in on what they already have going, or you have to go the other way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Anyway, that's, okay, this one's on the short side, but this is, I also did not read this one, so I don't really know what's going on here.
I'm ready.
I'll make this quick because then we're going to wrap it up here. This is a short one. AITA for making my coworker cry because I mocked her nose job.
Oh, gosh.
I am a woman working long-term in Korea and got hired by a company that consisted only of Koreans. There's one particular coworker that was super nice to me until I showed her a picture of my boyfriend one day, who is also Korean. From that day onward, she low-key started being very snarky towards me. At first, she would comment on the type of food that I eat, like, wow, you're eating all of that? That's a lot of calories, which is crazy.
Whoa.
But as time went on, the comments got nastier and nastier. There's one time where she asked me if my great-grandparents were Nazis because I'm German-American.
Oh my gosh.
But at the time, I didn't realize that she was being passive-aggressive, and I thought she was genuinely concerned about my health and curious about my family history. I only started to realize the shade when she started commenting about my relationship with my boyfriend, talking about how she didn't like how there were so many white girls dating Korean guys nowadays, and basically the typical racist, ethnic homogeneity. Wow.
I don't know.
Let me try that sentence again.
Sure.
Talking about how she didn't like there were so many white girls dating Korean guys nowadays, and basically the typical racist, ethnic homogeneity is good crap. At this point, I was just fed up with her, and I started ignoring her and refusing to look in her general direction. But recently, there's this one incident where she started talking crap about my looks. In a fit of anger, I told her that at least I didn't need an obvious and terrible nose job to look decent. But I said this way too loudly, and basically everyone on the floor heard my comment. And because everyone was staring in our direction, she started tearing up and crying. To be honest, I knew she was insecure because since it was a secret that she told me before, the beef, how she regretted the surgery because she didn't like because it didn't turn out the way that she'd hoped. But I was so angry that she was dissing my looks that I blurted it out. I told my boyfriend this, and he said that I was in the right, but the general consensus among my other coworkers is that I shouldn't have said that personal secret out loud, and instead I should have talked with her privately.
Yikes. That is insane. First of all, this lady who is making all these comments is awful.
100%.
Yeah. So let's get that out of the way. She's being a real jerk. Wow, this is a crazy story. So is this lady Korean then too?
I don't think.
And
no.
she's like,
because the Korean lady is making fun of, or is having a problem with her being a white girl.
yes, like
Korean.
the lady that's making fun of her is Korean. Is what I was. Okay, yeah. So this is insane. Yeah, I guess like she's being racist. Doesn't want there to be
being racist.
Yeah, doesn't want there to be
maybe not the white girls being racist, but
yeah, like maybe the nose job comment was a little bit, but like I don't know.
But that's not racist.
But I guess it doesn't really have to do with her being Korean though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. This is insane.
I mean, this is. Yeah.
I don't think she necessarily did anything wrong. Like, yeah, maybe don't shout that she had a nose job when she didn't want anyone to know that, because you don't need to stoop down to her level like that.
Right.
Now, granted, she didn't do it on purpose for everyone to hear, but everyone did end up hearing, and you did do that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
But yeah, other than that, no, this lady is clearly insane.
Yeah.
And just, maybe set in her ways or whatever, but yeah, not cool.
Dude,
not anything that lady did was all bad.
And with the bummer here is like this Korean lady, maybe there's a part of Korean culture that I don't know of where they really try to keep like Koreans dating each other, sort of. But I mean, the problem started once this Korean lady found out that it was a white girl dating a Korean guy. And she even said that was like the issue down the road, you know? Right. But then also asking if your family were Nazis is really freaking funny. Like that's a hilarious thing to ask.
Gosh. Yeah, no, that's insane. It is. Oh my gosh. And then it's funny that the girl's just like, yeah, I thought she was just like curious about my family history. It's like, yeah, I don't think I had any Nazis down the line. Yeah. It's like, dude, that was crazy. That was a crazy
This is like
one.
an everybody sucks here to me, but also but I mean, it's definitely a bit more in one direction.
Yes.
Like, it's not cool that you diss your coworker in public, but it's also super not cool that this person is like really ripping into you for seemingly no reason, except for what appears to just be straight up racism.
Yeah, and for an extended period of time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And when probably no one else really has heard it or knows like what is going on in this situation. So to everybody else too, probably seemed super out of nowhere for her to say something like that. But she clearly was just like, it was building and building and building. She snapped, which isn't okay. Doesn't make it better. But that's totally like what happened, Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Hey, Sam, am I AITA for ending the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. This is a little bit of a everybody sucks here type thing for me personally.
Well, just you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, bud. Well, that was fun. I don't want to end so abruptly, but both of us have to get to work now.
Yeah, we working boys.
We're working men trying to provide for our families.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks for listening. Hopefully you agree with our assessments, and if you don't agree with our assessments, that's okay too. Just
yeah, it is okay to be totally wrong about stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you feel like we're wrong and you're right, and vice versa, let us know. Give us a follow on social media, of which all of the things are linked, and we'll see you live in a city near you pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Just joking. That's not true, but.
No, but we are going on a world tour. And by world tour, we mean we're going to the United States and Australia.
To get the tour of Italy.
I don't care for The Godfather.
I just got to say it. I just got to get it out of my system at least once.
Oh, my gosh.
Really quick, I guess, last little bonus piece of content. What's your take on Olive Garden?
The only thing I really like from there is the Alfredo, but I don't like eating there because a plate of chicken Alfredo is 1,750 calories.
Holy!
And I'm not even kidding. And mostly everything else is more calories than that.
How is that even possible, given the fact that most of their food just tastes like garbage anyway?
Butter, cream, and cheese will do that to you.
I mean, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, and pasta.
It's not even cream. It's heavy whipping cream, too, so it's got all that extra fat in there, too.
The other thing is, too, like, really quick, we were driving by an Olive Garden the other day at like a 2:30. It was 2:30 in the afternoon on a Monday. Parking lot was packed.
That's freaking crazy.
Packed. It's always packed. I don't get it. I don't actually like
Olive Garden's trash.
Not good.
Anybody who goes to Olive Garden, get away from me. Unfollow
Olive Garden, if you want to sponsor us, please let us know.
That's true.
And we'll say no.
And, well... Depends on how desperately you need to feed your
Depends on
kid.
how much lasagna you can fit in my fridge.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week with something. If you have Reddit posts that maybe we should read, I guess send them, whether they're AITAs or just other incredible Reddit posts.
Yes.
Or if you have something you want to hear our opinion on, I guess let us know.
Yes, because who knows, we might disagree and fight each other live on the podcast.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to film it, though. Maybe we could do it at the White House.
Yeah.
Get it?
Get it?
Current issues, current news. We'll see you next week, everybody. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.